Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Acres Lawn Care here. Hope you're all doing well. So today we have some hydrangeas to plant, a conifer to replace. Dead conifer there. It's going to go in there. It was just submerged in water, so obviously conifers don't like being submerged in water. So it's drowned, and yeah, we got a new one just there. So that's what we're going to do. This is a new part of the garden. We didn't do this, a builder built this. Grass is sort of seeming to go a bit bare in places, as you can see. Not a lot of sunlight, too much shade. But anyway, so hydrangeas to plant, conifers to plant. So what I'm going to do is create a new bed. I'm going to show you guys how we make new beds and stuff. This is going to be the same for you all if you have grass and you're making a bed. To show you the tools I use as well. And if you're new to the channel, guys, we do a variety of gardening content, from weeding to clearing, lawn mowing, and all types of stuff. So if that's stuff you're into, consider subscribing. That'd be awesome. And let's crack on. So what I'm going to use my spade, because I'm going to use this to slice, like cutting a cake basically, slice the grass away. I've got my D tool, which I'm going to use to design and shape the bed. And I've got my fork just to turn it over. And I've got a kneeling pad as well. Don't forget your kneeling pad. I've got two, in fact. This hydrangea is going to go about there. And what we're going to do is we are going to try and create, the customer wants like a bit of a curvy bed. So we're just going to try and see if we can do freehand, a little curvy bed. And then that's going to sit in there, so leaving enough room so the hydrangea behind it can grow, as you can see. And enough room in front that it doesn't start coming over the lawn. Let's do this. Right, so first of all, we're gonna get the D and we are gonna create a shape. So what I'm doing here is I'm just making sure that the bed that I want is right. So I'm not going to do any digging or anything yet. I just want to see, I can see a line where I want to go and create sort of like a curve. So I'm fairly happy with that, to be honest. It's going to create just a bit of a wave sort of around. And then what I'm going to do, just going to go along like so. Right, so I've done my line. It's a bit of a sort of a come out and around and in basically, so it's not a dead straight across or a dead semicircle round. Just sort of give it a little bit more character basically. You can do whatever shape you want, guys. If you want to have a straight line straight across, you can, or you can have a semicircle round. It's completely up to you. Right, so next what I want to do, because this is new turf, I want to get the spade underneath this and just lift up the old turf. It's going to crumble away because there's not much grass there holding it together anyway. So what I do is I'm going to slice across make a few squares, sort of grid it out basically, and then get underneath and lift it and see if we can get the old netting out. Now we're going to get our spade, just get under it and give it, slice it away basically. The old netting there. Is that you, Gaz? Is that you? Is that you making funny noises? I said, is that you making funny noises?
No, I didn't make any noise, mate. It's the other Chinese guy.
The other Chinese? I'm sure the last time I checked I had one Chinese guy working with me. Is he a better worker than you? Yeah. Okay, you're fired. Right, so next we want to position and get it in the right position. So what I tend to do is leave it in there, walk away, have a look, see where it's going to go. Then I come back and rearrange, see whether it needs to be, if that's the right position or not. Yeah, I quite like that position, to be honest. I think it works. Yeah, so basically we've lost quite a lot of grass here. So ideally the grass itself, where it meets the bed, is quite weak because there's no grass kind of holding it together, so it's crumbling in a little bit. But we are going to reseed this in the autumn and hopefully get it looking a little bit more fresh again. Right, things about hydrangeas is they do require sunlight, but they don't require a lot of sunlight. With hydrangeas, they tend to, the morning sun is always better because it's not as hot, and then as the afternoon. So this is a perfect location because it does get the sun, but it's quite well shaded as well. So it's the afternoon at the minute, it's around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's covered by some good shade there. So it does get the sun when it comes up, and it's come up and round basically. So this is a perfect position for it. That one over there, still the same because it's quite shaded in the it's quite shaded basically. The sun is moving round, so that will become a shaded area. As you can see, at some point the sun is going to go behind, so it only gets minimal sun, so it's partial shade sun. That's what you want for hydrangeas really. You don't want to be in sun the whole day. they do require a lot of water. They like moist soil, so that's one thing we have to consider planting here with the shade and the big trees behind us. So that's something that the customer is aware of, and she does water regularly as well, which is good, so she'll know to keep these topped up. Right, let's plant it, shall we? What I'm going to do first is I'm going to soak the root ball in water. As it is summer and we're planting, you want to soak the root ball before you plant into the ground. This just allows the root ball to absorb water when it goes in, and you know, it just gives it that sort of kick start. Got some tree and shrub compost. I'm almost done. Alright, just pick them up what you can with the rake at the minute. Right. Thank you.
They say cool water's got a lot of nutrients in it.
It probably does. It's conifer anyway, so.
Yeah, and you can put that ivy in there if you like.
I will do, yeah. I'd love a cup of tea, that'd be very nice, thank you.
What about you?
Yeah, I'm the same.
I have got some juice that's not off.
And that's fine, I'll just have two, thank you.
He wouldn't stop talking about that last week, Mrs. Green.
Yeah, I will be, yeah, I'm just working my way. Yeah, no worries. Well, that's how you normally do it, right? Thanks.
The only time I'll ever plant ivy is in a pot.
What did you do there?
I said the only time I'll ever plant ivy is in a pot.
It's in a pot.
Or in a pot or in a hanging basket.
Why was it?
Because it just spreads otherwise. Keep it decorative. think I will do, yeah. No.
Do you do much planting, Alex?
Yeah,
Yeah?
quite a bit. Quite a bit.
Got any tips?
What's up?
Planting?
Yeah, what do you want to know?
I don't know. Feel professional.
Well, if you are planting them, make sure it goes. So, for example, if you're going to put it in, you know, when you dig the hole, make sure you dig the hole slightly wider than the actual
Right. How
plant
much
itself.
wider?
Compost in.
Yeah.
Make sure you've got compost at the bottom, at least an inch or a bit, you know,
Okay.
just to keep it. And I always soak the root ball in water first, so you can even soak it in the pond.
Okay.
It'll be absolutely fine. Just dip
Yeah.
it in there, give it a soak, and that way it just keep the
Moisture.
roots,
Yeah, yeah.
keep the moisture. Make sure when you cover the root ball, so you see here, this is the root ball here.
Yeah.
Don't go too much up like that. You
Right.
just want to basically make sure there's a good layer over the top of it, so
Yeah.
it prevents the drying out basically.
Uh-huh.
So a lot of people what they tend to do is they tend to actually leave the root ball exposed, and then that's
Right.
what happens. That's basically where it's like a sponge basically, and it just dries out so quickly.
Right. Okay.
So yeah.
Cool. And then how big do you usually do the hole compared to what you're?
So this is the size. So normally what I gauge it on. So for example, if this is the plant, I'll probably go about that,
Okay. Yeah. That's what
and
I
then
think,
that way you've got room to actually put down
Okay.
composting around
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's really not that difficult to do, in the sense of, obviously, like, it's just basically a little bit of common sense. Make sure the root ball's covered with soil.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
if you've got sunny days like this, it will dry out really quickly,
Mhm.
surprisingly quickly. And as long as it's got, because also when you think about it, you've got a layer of soil over the top of it. And when you're wetting that soil,
Yeah.
that's retaining moisture, and it's retaining the moisture in the actual root ball itself.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's
yeah.
the most important thing, is just try and stop the plant from drying out.
Yeah.
That's why it's always got to have a lot of
Yeah.
you know, water and soil
Yeah.
around it, just to,
Yeah.
you
These
know.
ones. Too much water.
Hydrangeas do. That's what they thrive. They thrive with water. That's the thing, you know.
We
So
literally had one that was going down like that.
yeah,
We dunked it in the pond, put it on the side. 2 hours later,
dry.
yeah,
Yeah.
came up. It's
That's basically
so quick.
Oh, they do. They do.
surprised how quick it actually.
Yeah, they don't. You know, they tend to sort of like, you know, stuff like, they tend to sort of take. I mean, they take it is in that respect, but it's got ideas like, you know, this garden you do a lot of watering and stuff. It's good. But you done a nice job in, man. Done a really good job here. It's a lot better than what we only had those bricks to work with. We didn't have anything to work with really. But this is like, where'd you get them from?
Everywhere.
Oh, yeah. Sorry? Very, yeah. That actually makes it look like, it makes it look symmetrical now as well. Which is quite cool.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to copy.
Yeah.
That side. I thought I jumped to the top. Yeah, that's what I was doing. do, yeah, that Nandina will. It's got like a red berry as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's nice, yeah, no, it's good stuff.